Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brillman. I'm joined here finally by Solary, and this is LFL Summer Split 2021.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be back here. And what do we have today? Today we have a pretty interesting match. We still have the KarmineCorp, who are still sitting on the top of the tournament ladder, but against them today are playing Team BDS, and that's actually an interesting match because for Team BDS, either if they win this match, it doesn't change too much for them because they have a massive gap with Solary team. If they lose, however, they go on the same position with Game Ward. Same goes for KarmineCorp, because if they lose this match, they go on the same step with Vitality B. So neither of them really want to lose this one.
And of course, something to be mentioned is the historical game that just happened yesterday when Solary were able to overthrow the kings of LFL KarmineCorp. So let's see what happens here today if Casey will be able to recover. We're
Oh
already
yeah.
in the ban phases, and we see Varus, Ezreal, Irelia from BDS, and Xindao, Ziggs, and what's going to be the third ban?
Good question. I would expect something else for the jungle to drink Xinjiao.
Right now, it seems like BDS are heavily focused on the bot lane and don't really want to give Xmati any quarter. Xmati decides to go and deny the possibility of Ziggs for himself and J-Link, and the last is going to be Rumble. Probably one of the strongest junglers right now on the map, so
Yep.
not really surprised about that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a pretty solid ban because honestly neither of the teams want to see that champion right now on the other side. Yes, we are getting Syndra for the mid lane for Psycho. Something we actually haven't seen for pretty long, I think since the spring split in LFL.
Yes, we've seen Syndra quite a lot of times. She was played yesterday again against KC, so they will have a little bit of experience going against this matchup. A lot of burst damage, especially with unleashed power. It's going to be answered with Viego, a flex pick. Have to bear that in mind.
Yeah, and that's Aphelios for Ixmari for bot lane. A very nice pick. Aphelios is still, I mean, no matter what patches we go through, Aphelios is one of those champions who is still he's still feeling very fine on the bot lane on his usual spot.
Not sure if this is one of the strongest AD carries right now because it seems like
Could be.
Tristana and Vayne are like popping off probably the most
Yeah.
outside of the champions that were banned already. Blue Razor picks up Lee Sin, might be actually a flex pick again, but I am thinking this is more likely going to be jungle as mid and top Lee Sin are not very popular. An exchange of supports.
Yes, and a nice exchange actually. We usually see those two being either banned or picked immediately. So here neither of them went to the ban phase, so now we see both of them standing against each other. I wonder what will be the good ADC for Team BDS in this composition. Do you have any ideas?
For now, what that I'm looking at it, you still can go Tristana
Yeah.
because you'll have an opportunity to push really well into the enemy into the enemy towers. You'll have an opportunity to fight for the objective. You have an opportunity to shove the lane even if you want to. Something that I think goes pretty well against Thresh, especially because you will not allow him to use a lot of death sentences. So that's something to be spoken about. Might be also Vayne. You know, I'm a
Yeah.
lover of Vayne, so that's still an option, I think.
I am loving actually the bans that came in the meantime. Dr. Mundo is expected because it already popped at least twice on Team BDS site, but Aurelian Soul.
Just don't want to see those stars popping for
No.
Forsaken.
No, not
Although
anymore.
Saken can go again with some kind of a bruiser-ish pick in the mid lane. We've seen him to do that twice already. First with his absolutely stunning and beautiful set and the initiation onto the Ocean Drake that we just seen, I think, the previous week. And yesterday again he played Renekton in the mid lane. So it's a little bit of an interesting change of pace for Casey, and I'm interested if we're going to see that again today.
As another possibility, this Viego already picked for K-Corp could be actually picked for Seiken, which is something we're going to find out pretty soon because the ban phase is over. There was a Seraphine in the last ban, apparently also versus Seiken. Interesting ban actually, and it goes with LeBlanc.
Okay, so a lot of burst damage as
Yeah,
well, and I might think that Syndra will have hard time of standing against LeBlanc,
yeah.
especially because of the fact that she might not be caught by the stun. So
Absolutely
that's
no, no, no. LeBlanc is actually one of those very nice picks against Cinder just because of her mobility, a lot of mobility. So if timed perfectly, if timed good enough even, she can just
oh,
jump all around and be safe.
okay.
But now I don't know. Syndra support?
No, Syndra. It might be
Syndra top
Syndra
lane?
bot. It might
Okay,
be
so
instead of
many
AD carry.
possibilities. Yeah,
And Victor will be much better against LeBlanc because
true.
he will be able. Okay, and Jarvan. Okay, so this is Lee Sin top.
Yeah. And Jalan, no, no, no,
No,
that's Listen Jungle.
at least in
And
jungle.
Jay's top lane. Will we see Gnar on the side of KarmineCorp, I wonder? That sounds like the first pick that comes to mind against
Wukong
Jay's
as
Wukong.
well. Just wanted to say that. Maybe even Renekton.
Maybe, maybe. All three are kind of equally good, to be honest, in this situation. I would maybe vote for Wukong out of those three, just because there is a need for initiation in this team of KarmineCorp. Yes, indeed, that's gonna be Wukong. And he's gonna be the fire starter for the team, I assume.
I guess so. I'm just thinking about the amount of. I'm just trying to figure out the way. How do I see the team composition of BDS momentarily and team composition of KC? And I'm not exactly sure what's the deal here. Because for KC, we see a lot of initiation, a lot of burst damage as well, coming from LeBlanc, coming from Viego, coming sort of as well from Wukong, who can really punch you in the face rather
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
But BDS, that's baffles me a little.
Can you elaborate?
I don't understand like the pattern. What are they going for? Like what are they interested in? They're interested in heavy initiations. They're interested in resetting. They're interested in fighting for objectives. I can't quite spot the this sort of the idea of this composition.
I would say it's kind of everything at once. It looks like this team is capable of doing all of those roles. It just depends on which route they decide to take. It's a pretty flexible team composition. They have a nice initiation on their side. They have some solid, reliable damage and some very nice control. So they pretty much can go wherever they want. I also wonder which route they will take in the end, what exactly play style they will choose. I cannot predict it just looking at the pick yet.
I suppose I'll have to roll with you on that one because I was left completely clueless by the BDS. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump straight in. The Summoners Rift, and we'll witness KC against Team BDS. Here we go.
Oh yes, here we go. Again, the stakes are not as high as it might seem on... No, the other way around actually, I'm sorry. The stakes are actually higher than it might seem in the first place. Because the teams are not fighting directly for their spots in the leaderboard, but if either of them loses, they risk actually even... Yes, we have tomorrow some more games, so they risk even there. And then the next week, oh, no, 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 that's not looking good.
It's just a possible risk of losing those spots for you.
Yes.
Maybe not directly, but in just in a little bit of a different way. I wouldn't be as stressed if I was KC, I suppose, because they're still sitting. They're going to make it to the playoffs, I suppose, regardless at this point
Yeah.
already. For now, the teams that have qualified into the playoffs, they look like this. We have KC, Vitality being Misfits, Solary, and Team LDLC.
Mm-hmm.
These teams have qualified to playoffs as of this momentary look of the brackets. So we'll see how this turns out. I suppose it's not really going to change, really.
We still have quite many games tomorrow, so
That is true. Some room to be room to be surprised,
exactly,
I suppose.
exactly.
Ooh,
Oh, look at Seiken though. Yes, half HP already on the lane. Psycho is taking some damage too, but that's not comparable to what Seiken's getting.
I feel like Victor is just a very reliable way of poking down your LeBlanc.
Exactly.
and that sort of proves it right now. So it's a question if Tsinkroff or Blue
Oh.
Razor. Ooh, even Le Passive is propped on LeBlanc. Not sure if Saken will be interested to try a commit more, but we have seen him as quite an aggressive player. So I think it is possible that he might try to wear Xiko down and try to get the first blood on him.
Could be possibly, but now not having the passive on hand anymore, that can prove quite difficult, unfortunately, because Victor has quite a lot of damage starting from the very early levels.
Also, I guess let's not forget about the shield.
Exactly. I actually, yeah, I wanted to point it out too. You're absolutely right. Oh, look at Synchro.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I was thinking if I should start to announce the fact of the first. Ooh, here
Oh,
we go. Erdit onto Xmati, uses his cleanser in order to get away, but takes a lot of damage. Also, Ignited being propped onto Erdit. Will he make it out? Yes, he will. On a
yes.
slither of his HP, but he will.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Interesting initiation from their side, but Tagamas is very good just catching it and taking the initiative into their own hands.
And I suppose you just get a little bit way too aggressive with that Aphelios, and you will be instantly punished, as we could have seen here.
Yes,
Also, cleanse is something that going to help them to go through the laning phase, I suppose, as
yes.
seamlessly as possible.
I believe. Oh no! And we have a pause. What happened? I wonder.
I have a feeling it starts to be sort of a trend recently
A
because
tradition.
yeah, tradition at the very least of the last 2 weeks. G2 against Fnatic. I think yesterday there was a pause. There was a pause. No, yes, yesterday I think. No, I think there was a pause yesterday. I believe so. My memory already fails me, but I have a feeling there was. There was a pause when we have seen,
Oh, who
and I
was
just
it?
forgot where.
Yes, yes, I absolutely forgot too. But we're back in the game. That was a short pause, fortunately.
Luckily,
Oh, we have Blue Razor.
Blue Razor might be looking for a good initiation. He has a good way
Oh,
of going.
nice.
Oh, okay, onto Tagamas. Maybe they'll try to work on him, but they can't really because the lane is shoved just a little bit too
Yeah,
much,
exactly.
and they're just going to recall.
Oh, and we have action on the top lane
Overshot
in the
with Shemek.
meantime. Interesting. No, that's not leading us anywhere, but that's a nice exchange of powers in the meantime. I wanted to say before we had the pause actually that I think the matchup on the bot lane is going to be getting more and more interesting as the time in the game goes because the both champions standing on the bot lane on the side of Team BDS have control in their hands, and if they use it nicely together, that can hurt a lot Xmati if all the damage goes into him and if Targamas is not quick enough to follow up, because he actually has the opportunity to follow up nicely and to stop the engage from Erdo. But if it doesn't happen, then all the cards are in the hands of Team BDS, of their bot lane duo.
I feel like it's also very important to notice that once J-Link and Noda they reach it, it's their level 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the biggest problem for
Yes.
Xmati because regardless if you have cleanse or not, there is 1, 2, 3 stuns and 1 root
Mm-hmm.
available. Disregarding the amount of damage that Syndra has.
Exactly.
So that can be a potential one shot.
Yes, yes, if they decide to focus their powers on Xmati, which would be a wise decision knowing how KC play, yes, then Xmati can be in a problem. He has a good support on the other hand. Again, I strongly believe that Xmati playing on Thresh is a very good anti. It's hard to say even. I'm trying to come up with something smart.
Anti-engage tool,
Yes.
as maybe we're going to see some action onto Syncroft. Is not. I think he's not even going to get spotted by the
No.
ward, but he manages to get away to safety. Also, just going to um, make a quick reference that it's Dagamas playing on Thresh, not Xmati, but it doesn't
Did I
really
say
matter.
it was
Got
Xmati?
Yes,
Oh my
but you
god.
just got caught up in your senses. Ooh, Chaos Storm used by Xiko, but of course, kill is not going to be taken. Synchrof and Blue Razor, another exchange, and
Oh.
Raptors go to Synchrof thanks to the smite, but Erdet is here, so we might see a little bit of more action. Okay, that's a good stun landed onto Erdet. No root. will be slanted on Synchro as well, and it seems like BDS are just going to take one turret plate and disengage from the fight.
Yes, there were some pretty close moments actually. Close for BDS to get their first blood, especially with Seiken standing there with almost no HP left and no passive, of course, left. That was pretty risky for KarmineCorp. But everything
Still
worked
have
nicely for
managed to
them.
get out, yes.
Yes. And it's gonna be a
And even the
Drake.
Cloud Drake, ooh, or
Oh,
maybe not.
oh,
Tagamas might be in a bit of a
Tagamas.
trouble. Erded with a very, very aggressive flash into Tagamas. He's very low, but he's not going to get down just yet. Erded might, though. Yes, that's a first blood.
Oh
And we have another
no!
pause.
No, not now!
I even think it might be slightly against the rules to pause in the middle of the team fight, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure, but it absolutely feels unfair to pause at such moment.
I wonder what have actually happened over here because I assume that there was a problem on Erded's side. Might be. Or Jailings. I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but it felt just a little bit sloppy when they were going onto Tagamas. Unfortunately, I don't think we can learn any kind of information about why this pause is happening right now. Hopefully it's going to be a brief one.
Yeah, maybe it's a good time to actually learn French, just to know why they have so many pauses.
See, folks, League of Legends makes you learn French.
If you need any motivation to learn a language, start watching some local leagues.
Don't just start watching, start casting it.
Oh yeah.
It's even better motivation because you'll be more interested to understand what is actually going on around you. But
yeah.
let's try to evaluate on what have actually happened in the game because Tagamas have been in trouble, but we've seen a teleport coming from.
Oh, it was from Team BDS. That was a blue teleport, so it wasn't from. Oh, we're back.
Okay, we're back in the game. Anyway, doesn't matter. Synchro onto Jailing. Might actually going down. Has his ultimate, doesn't have his ultimate available, and the Moonlight Sigil misses Jailing as he flashes that one away. And lots of summoner spells and only one kill traded on both sides as it was the first blood, but no Cloud Drake actually taken.
Yes, it was a weird reset, but it worked. But there is now one kill on Aphelios. That's the first
Blue Razor
kill.
might be actually in a little bit of a trouble. Blue Razor decides to go and fight him one-on-one. Shemek doesn't have his teleport available. Couple shot takes quite a lot of damage from Blue Razor. But here comes a good Psycho. Here comes a Dragon Kick. And the Sonic Wave's going to miss. Means that, well, there will be no continuation of that little duel.
Oh,
okay, we're going to see the replay.
Okay.
And
does it look sloppy for you?
Something I assume something just had to happen. No, I think something might have. I don't even know why. I think Kabashard maybe had some kind of a trouble with the game actually because I've seen just Kabashard have disconnected from the game. I think he wanted to teleport in. Because I think he wanted to teleport into the fight because I see both the teleports being on cooldown and Jace have joined the fight. But something didn't work. I think that's the idea behind this.
Yes, most probably that's what happened. Yes, I think you're right. Ooh, look, we didn't see the dragon being taken, but now we have the herald.
Dragon is not yet taken, actually. Dragon is still standing.
Exactly.
But the Herald might not be standing here for long. Seiken might be looking for a little bit of an engage. So is Tagamas. Seiko is a little bit not caught in a good position. Kabushard with a good initiation on him, but it's not going to happen anything just yet. Chaos Storm is chasing down KC, but they're going to successfully juke that one away as Syncroft takes the Herald. And here come with KC with pulling the trigger. Might be actually able to catch somebody in that fight, but not yet. As the teams just continue to stare down at each other while Jailing slowly pushes the bot lane.
Interesting choice, but I find it pretty interesting how both teams are playing right now. It almost feels like both of them are too scared to go all into the other team. What do you think?
It feels like both of the teams just not sure what to expect. I would even say so because I feel like KC are slightly handling themselves like slightly not they're not accelerating themselves, they're not playing aggressive, they're not saying okay we're just gonna punch you in the face as fast as we can. No, it feels like they're slow and methodical and trying to fish for something. As BDS, they are scared to pull the trigger because they know what KC are capable of.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you. Look, by the way, in the meantime, the Drake is being taken by KarmineCorp. Yes,
Yeah,
and there
they
is nobody actually around to stop them.
absolutely not. Blue Razor is not going to go and try to steal that one away.
No.
Okay. So, transition point. 10 minutes into the game, we have 1,000 gold deficit for BDS, which is slightly less. Significant gap in the bot lane for J-Link, but also a good winning phase for Psycho. And Shemek, I'm sorry, rather, is also falling behind. So what? Okay, hold that thought. I wanted to ask you a question, but now I can't. Here comes a very good Moonlight Sigil, and here comes a teleport from Seiken as the fight continues. Sagamas is already down though, so Seiken might be caught in a little bit of a problematic situation over here, but he manages to get away as Blue Razor with a good Sonic Wave. Is he going to go with a Resonating Strike? No, he won't, as BDS happily going to maybe even recall with one kill that they have. They continue to pressurize KC over here. We might see a continuation of that fight. Seiken might be elded with a very aggressive flash in, but Seiken goes away with his W, I think it is. And Psycho, are you going to go on Seiken? I think that BDS, they just smell blood and they do not want to stop. It feels
Yes.
like it.
Yes. Yes. Look, they're not stopping.
Yes, they're not stopping. Here comes Blue Razor, wanted to land a good Dragon King onto Seiken, but Seiken has reacted that quite beautifully, I might even add. Gets himself out of that very hard situation.
Yes.
And maybe we're finally gonna get a reset? Yes.
That was interesting. That was
To
very
say the least.
interesting. Yeah, to say the least. I'm just trying to find suitable enough words for this, but it's very hard. Because there is a lot happening, but at the same time there is nothing happening. Oh, there is Herald happening. Okay, sorry. I was wrong.
Okay, something is actually happening. Actually, Seiken as well might be in a little bit of trouble. Misses with the Sonic Wave, Blue Razor! Okay, that was extremely unfortunate as the Herald is popped in the bot lane, gets the turret onto the last turret plate, but not going to bring it down as we have some more pinks coming. Tincroft might be caught here by Blue Razor. Blue Razor is just going to take the Scuttle Crab with the help of Psycho. KC are not going to pull the trigger as I just feel sorry for the man.
Yes, that right there was very, very close to a kill, and it didn't happen, unfortunately.
I have to. Oh, okay. Cabo shot with a cyclone onto Shemek. Maybe even able to get him down. He flashes away, not to be caught by this Wukong. And Cabo shot happily with the trade he got is going to continue to dominate his lane.
Yeah, he could have followed up actually because he still had his flash on hand, but decided not to go under the enemy tower. Maybe that's a smart decision if you're standing against Jace.
I suppose with the amount of knockups and slows and things like that, it probably is the better idea. Not sure that Wukong is ready enough to tank approximately three turret shots. So
No,
let's see.
not really.
Ooh, a lot of damage coming onto Jailing from Xmati. You can just feel how heavily in the lead he is.
Yes, I mean the difference in the creep stat is starting to get pretty massive. That's already 20 creeps in favor of Xmati, and it's getting bigger, and the gap is getting bigger. And on the top lane, actually, that's the same difference, 30 creeps in favor of Carboshot. Interesting.
The only person who is ahead in Team BDS is Psycho, as he's 144. Well,
No,
he's
Blue
at
Razor also.
Well, Blue Razor is sort of ahead. That's
A
like
little bit.
maybe one. Well, he's ahead in gold because of the kill and not the assist. Okay, this proves your point. That's true.
Yes.
But by any means, it's just very interesting to see that both of the teams were looking in the very same amount of goal difference that we had, but it's not the case anymore. The gap has expanded into full 2000s. As Xmati have picked up their first tower of the game. Yes, we can even see 1,800 gold leads. That's how much Xmati has over Syndra on the bot lane. But in the top, we might have a little bit of action, maybe,
We
as BDS.
might.
No, they're just going to.
They're preparing.
Okay, Casey might actually want. No, okay, they won't. This is this is this is a game of cat and mouse. I'm telling you.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, those are my thoughts. It's like nobody wants really to go full in because the other team always has tools to disengage you and maybe even catch you and kill you. You kind of have damage too to go in, but you don't want to because it's very risky. So it's like both teams want to desperately, but they can't really. And we have
Now
both.
they have to, yes, because they.
Yes,
Oh, okay. Cyclone onto Shemek. Maybe another one's going to be popped. Yes, he is. He has to go down. A Blue Razor tries to get him into safety, but not able to do that. He will pay with his life. Cabochard will also go down. So it's a trade of kills and the trade of objectives. We see second Drake coming onto Team KC as the Herald is going to go to BDS this time.
yes, and actually the Dragon Soul is going to be okay. Yes, we have a Mountain Soul. I was just going to say that that could be interesting for both teams if we happen to have this soul.
It is in
Nice.
terms of it's going to be even a longer game of cat and mouse.
Oh yes, don't we love it?
Don't really love it. Taken in the meantime takes the bot lane tower, takes the bot lane tower. Thank you very much.
That's
And
the second tower and bot lane already. Damn, that's good.
and the two towers that Casey have on their hands. Maybe we're going to see the first tower for BDS. This tower in the top lane is most likely about to fall.
Yes.
Maybe even second one with the help of the Herald, but Cabochard, no. Okay, they're not going to pop the Herald. They're just going to take the tower. They're just going to take the Groms and say, you know what, have a good time. Goodbye. I'm out.
Exactly. But actually, on top of the towers that KC have, remember that the first tower that they took on the bot lane, it still had turret plates when they took it with the help of Herald. So that's a lot of money in their pocket thanks to just those two towers.
This Aphelios will be a big deal in those team fights, and I think that we have to watch Xmati quite close to
As
see.
usually.
Yeah, as usually, but I suppose in this game is going to be even more interesting because I don't think
Yeah.
there's anyone as close in terms of goal to him
No,
as possible. I don't think
absolutely no.
anybody is.
No, he has a massive gold advantage against everybody.
Maybe only Psycho is somewhere close to him, but not that much because of the turret plates and the first turret.
Yeah, yeah.
By any means, we are in 2,000 goal difference still. Nothing has changed. That both teams are slowly stacking themselves up. Oh, Syncroft might be just a little bit of a trouble. Here comes the Dragon Kick,
A little bit.
landed by Blue Razor, and Solar Flare is going to slow Syncroft just a little bit more. Immobilized and stunned and killed by Psycho. The Liventon of Gamas won't do him any good this time, but Cabochard might be looking for a good engage. The Gamas maybe goes with a death sentence. We're not going to see this just yet. Scuttlecrab is spawned and Shemek moves from the top side to help his teammates. Taken looks to outflank a BDS somewhat. Yes, he goes in. Here comes Moonlight Sigil. Goes rather wide from Xmati.
Whoa.
And even though Syndra takes a lot of damage, Casey have to slightly disengage because they will get shot down as well. Saken goes to continue his split push on the bot lane as BDS... oh no, actually, Psycho does he chase? No, he doesn't chase him. He just
No.
does his raptor.
No, no, he is simply taking the jungle. But that was a very interesting engage right there from second action. There was a lot of damage popped on J-Link just in a blink of an eye.
But Xmati, I sort of everything relied on the fact that he will be able to hit with his Moonlight Sigil that went rather wide, and that's the reasoning why KC have decided to pull away from the fight. They didn't manage to land a stun, they didn't manage to land a root, so let's get out of the fight and let's not do anything as the Herald is pop in the mid lane and the tower is going down.
Yes.
Yes, the tower's going down.
Actually, that was a pretty good moment for Casey because there were quite some abilities, including Leona's ultimate popped right before it on poor Syncroft, who was caught in the jungle. So that was a good moment for KarmineCorp to engage and try to do something good, but unfortunately, no, didn't really work out. And they just lost Syncroft just like that.
And the second tower is taken by BDS about now. The goal difference is about to change yet again. We are back at 1,000, well, 1,000 goal difference as we were just 10 minutes ago. Respective towers have been traded on top and bot lane, and we are sitting on 3 and 3 towers. 2 heralds being killed in the game, 1 for KC, 1 for BDS, and 2 Drake slain for Team KC as Mountain Drake is about to spawn in just for... Oh god! I'm sorry, but when that minion, that Blue Razor was flying into, went away to jailing, I was even scared, like, what's going on in the game?
Don't worry, that's not you playing Lee Sin this time.
Okay, fine. Yes, alright. I should be panicking and pausing the game, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
And a side note for next ranked. Okay, but we have some tension because the Drake is coming up in just a few seconds. Ooh,
10
no,
seconds
not
until the
yet.
Drake is going to spawn. Cabochard is still working on the pressure on the side lanes, and Syndra is about to join the fight as well. Mountain Drake is up and already being engaged upon, and that means that one of the teams just have to pull the trigger. Cabochard looks for a good initiation, but doesn't manage to find one just yet. Mountain Drake is going down rather a lot. Scuttlecrab is going down. Seiken we tried to look for initiation, but here comes Erded onto Tergamas, but that's it. Zonius is going to eat a lot of knockup from Kabushar, but no kills just yet. J-Link escapes with his life as Erded falls down. So does Jace, actually, and so does Psycho. That's a disastrous fight for BDS as they lose 4 members of their team. Blue Razor might be... No, they're not going to chase him. They're just going to take the Drake and be happy with the victory that they have.
That was a triple kill on Syncroft, if I'm not mistaken. That is massive for KarmineCorp.
That indeed. Ooh, Blade Razor tried to steal that Drake. Didn't manage to do so. Not quite yet.
Look at
And the
them.
Baron.
Yes, they go just straight to the Baron. That's interesting. They're not looking to prolong the game anymore. They're not playing cat and mouse anymore. They have the power and they go all in.
No more hide and seek, but BDS.
Oh, Tagamas! Oh,
Okay,
playing the
death
same
sentence onto
trick.
Blue Razor, but Tagamas actually might pay with his life, but manages to save himself with a good knock-up. Seiken continues to punch Blue Razor in the face and manages to take him down. That's a kill onto Blue Razor. And KC trying to chase BDS down. Here comes Erded with a very good initiation of himself. Kabushard goes away into invisibility, but he's going to be inevitably caught. That's a shot down. In the meantime, we have teleport in the back lane from Seiken. Seiken will enter that fight as Stinkroft falls, but so does Erded. The fight just continues as Syndra and... no, she's the only person left to tell the tale. Takes Garmus with herself into the grave. But that was a double kill for Seiken and an ace for Team KC.
Another fight and yet another KC come out of the fight gracefully. That is beautiful. They finally have all the damage in their hand, and what's more important, they finally feel very confident about it and they're not afraid to go all in and to use it. They were just waiting for this moment for all the previous time in the game, and now they have Baron in their hands for 2 more minutes and they are pushing crazily on 2 lanes at the same time.
Yes, so they do. We're going to see a replay, I guess, of both of the fights in the
Yes.
Dragon Pit and the Baron Pit, and you can just see how BDS are trying to micromanage those small fights happening just everywhere, but I suppose you can't really keep track of everything, can you?
Yes, not when there is so much damage coming into you, flying into you even, because there is Syncroft, there is Seiken, and there is Ixmati, and it's hard to keep track of all 3 of them, especially when they're not grouped together. And it's hard to group Seiken together. He's Leblanc. But that is a very nice moment because Blue Razor was actually pretty close to getting a double kill.
I suppose he would have been able to take Tagamas down if only the knockup didn't hit him while he was
Yes.
doing the resonating strike. And over here, BDS have tried to play it as well as they could, and you can see how close they were actually with the victory and the cleanup. Even though Syncroft went in there with the Heartbreaker, he was taken down eventually, and Seiken was there just to clean it up, to take the kill onto Syndra. and take the ace for KC as actually the siege is about to begin. I see that members of BDS have backed themselves from the top lane. It was Blue Razor and Psycho as they're going to join their teammates as their base is getting run down by the Baron minions. But for now, it seems like this siege is not going to be as successful as you would have loved it to be.
No,
Case.
no, unfortunately not. The Baron buff is going down pretty soon in just less than 20 seconds, and KarmineCorp just didn't have enough time to push more. Ooh, Blue Razor is
Taken onto
caught.
Blue Razor, takes half of his HP gone with just a single procast, and just like that goes, that's okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's fine. Okay, maybe next time you'll succeed, maybe not.
In the meantime, it's actually 7,400 gold difference
Ooh,
between the
that's
team.
massive now.
BDC in a massive deficit right now, and in just 1 minute and 20 seconds, the next Drake is going to be spawned, which is going to be the last Drake for KC as they stand on the soul point. So I suppose BDS are forced to go and fight for this Drake, otherwise it's going to be a disastrous everybody to deal with, basically.
Yes, if they take this Elder Drake, they will try to go straight into Baron as soon as possible because we have a little bit more than 2 minutes before it, and if they manage to get it, it might just be a game over for Team BDS because KarmineCorp right now have the possibility to end the game for themselves. Everything is in their hands, everything is in their favor. They just need to push a little bit more on this momentum, and they know damn well about it. Hello, Kabushot.
They have the damage, and then they will have the shields if they take the soul in their hands. So I suppose you really have to do something about that as soon as possible. But Shemek might not be able to do anything about it. It flashes away into safety, but Syncroft on the chase. Seiken picks up the kill, but Syncroft in the same time gets heavily CC'd by Team BDS. But it just doesn't matter because KC here with a cleanup, with this Cyclone, with a lot of knockups. Although Jailing goes with a... Oh my god, a death sentence onto Psycho. And despite the fact that this LeBlanc was taken out, Jailing is the only person to lift and to tell the tale. What a disastrous moment for BDS. 2 turrets are being taken down in the same moment. Simultaneously, 2 inhibitors are going down, and the Mountain Soul is about to fall in the hands of KC.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Kabushot right here, right now? Because when he popped up under that tower, just popping up everybody, that was simply beautiful.
That was simply beautiful, and despite the fact that BDS have tried to make an engagement of their own, they started to try to get down Syncroft as fast as they could.
Yes,
They
yes.
went into this fight, but that knocker from Kabushard, finding everyone, that was just beautiful.
I think that was a slight mistake, well, not even slight mistake from Team BDS because they used a lot of precious control on Syncroft, who has already gone golden before, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken here, actually. But
I think he went just before Solar Flare hit him.
yes, yes. They used quite a lot of control on him just to let him go golden and not take any of the damage and control at all. And then when they had Kabushot under that tower, just doing what the monkey is supposed to do, they had pretty much nothing to stop him.
And because of that, the Baron is going to be slain as well. It's going down relatively quickly. There's no members of BDS even close to try and prevent that Baron from falling down. The Baron is at the team of KC, and the stars are just slowly winning out for Team BDS. They have their last stand with their backs against the wall. Nothing else is here to save them. Teleport from Psycho back to the base as he knows this is going to be their last chance. If they win it, they can try to bring down the Goliath. If they don't, the star will be gone. I can't even finish with my metaphor. We see the siege is about to begin. Syncroft going in there. J-Link is almost dead, will be immobilized, but will not be taken away just yet. The fight is about to continue as the turret is about to fall. Sagan with initiation onto Blue Razor. Half of HP is gone. The third inhibitor is gone. And that's the time for Nexus turrets to stand up for the last push of Team KC. Can they do anything? It's a big question. Solary onto Tagamas. He's going to be stunned over here. Sagan continues to pressurize Team BDS. They have to try and find a good initiation, but they just simply can't. There's a good death sentence onto Shemek. He's not still yet dead, though, as KC pull the trigger. They take the first kill, but Syncroft is dead because of hands of Blue Razor. Xmati goes there to pick up some more kills. Both turrets are down already, and KC in a brutal fighting fashion will take down BDS.
That is indeed beautiful, and that is indeed brutal. Can you tell me, do you think Team BDS was standing a chance in this game?
I think in the beginning, yes, but not after the mid game.
Yeah.
It just started to snowball for KC, and they snowballed themselves right into the enemy nexus.
I feel like Team BDS were lacking that aggression because they were really trying to look for those opportunities to go in, but they weren't really engaging heavily at any point before it was too late. If they tried to push that, if they tried to put KarmineCorp in an uncomfortable situation for them, maybe that could have been a different game.
There has been a beautiful fight in the Baron Pit. BDS have almost pulled it off. It was just beautiful, but it wasn't just enough to bring down KC. Look at what Solary did the previous day. Learn from these guys. They know how to bring down KC. Learn from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, but that anyway was a beautiful game. That was very brutal, especially in the end after the first Baron, after the third Drake, I would say, that was just beating the other team. But that was still beautiful. Some moves were beautiful. My favorite move was when Tergamos caught Blue Razor, the same way we have seen him himself being caught quite many times. That felt like a small revenge.
Yep, that felt like a small revenge indeed. By any means, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for yet another day of LFL and yet another game of LFL. My name is Broman. I was joined here by Solary, and in order to be up to date with what happens on this channel, be sure to subscribe on my and Solary's Twitter. Every link you will find in the description.